Good afternoon, dear students. Today we will be talking about a malarial parasite, Plasmodium vivax. Plasmodium vivax is a unicellular eukaryotic organism that belongs to kingdom Protista. This organism causes a disease known as malaria, which is characterized by reoccurring fever. This pathogen infects our liver as well as red blood cells. Though it has two hosts or digenetic, it infects human only. Among the two hosts, another host is Anopheles mosquito, in which it reproduces sexually. So this Anopheles mosquito is termed as the vector for Plasmodium vivax to enter within the body of human. So this malarial parasite or Plasmodium vivax is known as digenetic because it needs two hosts for its survival. Also, it exists in two forms, so it is known as dimorphic. One form of the malarial parasite is given here, and this circular or the spherical form of it is known as trophozoite, and another elongated form in its life cycle is known as sporozoite. Trophozoite is usually known as the feeding form, and sporozoite is usually known as the infective form. As you know that it is a unicellular organism made of only one cell, which is eukaryotic. It has all the cell organelles and membrane-bound nucleus and all the required machineries for its survival. So it can exist itself in unicellular form. So malaria is caused by Plasmodium vivax, which is a parasite or the protozoal parasite, which is recently included in kingdom Protista by R.H. Whitaker in his 5-kingdom classification system of living beings. So, today we will be dealing with some of the structure and life cycle of the malarial parasite. So, although it is very less virulent than Plasmodium falciparum, there are several species of Plasmodium, among which falciparum is the deadliest one. Although this Plasmodium vivax is also a very infectious organism. Sometimes it may lead to death also. It infects or it leaves or it infects liver and red blood cells of human being and causes the swelling of those organelles, as well as a disease known as splenomegaly, which is the enlarged swelling form of spleen due to digestion of more amount of RBC in the spleen. This Anopheles mosquito carries pathogen or the malarial parasite, but not male and female. Only female Anopheles mosquito carries Plasmodium vivax for infection in human being. During feeding of the blood from human, This Anopheles, if it is infected with Plasmodium vivax, injects the sporozoid form into the bloodstream. From the bloodstream, this travels into the liver cells and remains uh, immobilized for some period of time. There, it takes some of the proteins and amino acids for its survival and changes its form into tropozoid. In the liver cells, it lives in the circular rounded form, and it reproduces asexually, which is known as cygogony. Cygogony means it is termed as liver cygogony. Liver cygogony is the multiplication of this parasite asexually, but the nucleus are divided into many, but the cytoplasm is actually not divided. And these divided schizoids, undivided schizoids, take into a form known as merozoites, which are released by the bursting of the liver cells into the bloodstream, which may infect again to the liver cells, or they may travel to the RBC and feed on RBC. And after feeding to RBC or ingesting RBC, cytoplasm of RBC, they travel again to the bloodstream, or they may secondarily attack RBC also. From there, they again divide asexually, and two type of gametes are produced there. Two type of cells, actually they are cells, micromerozoites and macromerozoites. Macromerozoites again infects RBC, while micromerozoites travel to the gut of the Anopheles, where they act as male gamete and female gamete. In the gut of the Anopheles mosquito, they reproduce, or they are fused together and produces zygote. That zygote develops into a cyst or a reproductive stage form known as oocyst or the ookinete. From the ookinete, after meiotic division, several spores or the sporozoites are produced. And these sporozoites travel to the salivary gland of the Anopheles, and during the infection or the ingestion of blood from human, these sporozoites are also injected into the human bloodstream. So, Plasmodium vivax completes its life cycle in two forms, hence they are known as dimorphic. One form is tropozoite, another form is sporozoite. It is also known as digenetic because it needs two hosts. One is Anopheles, known as primary host, as sexual reproduction takes place within the body of Anopheles, but it does not infect Anopheles mosquito, which is also female. And the secondary host is human, where liver and RBC cells are affected, and the malarial parasite undergoes asexual reproduction in the secondary host, multiplies, feeds on the secondary host, and again it travels to the stomach of the, and the cells acting as male and female gamete, travel to the stomach of the Anopheles mosquito to complete its life cycle with sexual reproduction to form a zygote. That zygote develops into oocyst. From there, which is also zygote and oocyst or the ookinete are only the diploid stage in the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax, whose meiotic division produces sporozoites. These sporozoites are haploid. So most of the forms or the stages in the life cycle of Plasmodium is haploid, whereas zygote in the stomach of Anopheles and oocyst before the meiotic division starts is the diploid form. So it has digenetic and dimorphic. Next, we will be talking about the life cycle of this Anopheles mosquito. Malarial parasite. That is Plasmodium vivax.